Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Nabila Fitri Brilliant with MPM A1B023050. So in this video, I will explain to you about my pragmatic analysis to complete my final exam in pragmatic subject. Is about speak act. So enjoy the video, guys. My title in Pragmatic Analysis is a pragmatic analysis of expressive speak act as indirect expression of love in BrunoMajor's song Nothing. So, first of all, I will explain to you about my previous study. In my previous study, I have 5 previous study that explore in different many contexts in speak act. So, from my previous study, I found that the most researchers is focused to analyze expressive speak act in many different contexts, such as Taylor Swift song, Billie Eilish interview on the Ellen Show, Tinder conversation in Malaysia, and also EFL Classroom. And the last is about Sia song in album This Is Acting. So this study show that mostly analyze expressive acts like thanking, apologizing, congratulating, and also the praising. However, none of these studies focus on specifically on expression of love, and none of them is analyzed BrunoMajor's song. So this show that my study will be explore different contexts or explore something different from all the previous study. Next, I will explain to you about my research gaps. So from all the previous study, I conclude that the research gap appears because no study or no previous study has analyzed expressive speak act as indirect expression of love. Previous studies look at everyday conversation, digital communication, and also classroom talk, but none of them explore about how love is expressed indirectly in English song lyric. Also, from all the previous study, there is no pragmatic study on BrunoMajor's song Nothing that I choose for my object in analyzing. Since this song expresses love in subtle way, it creates a gap that my study tries to fill. For the next slide, I will explain to you the background of the topic that I choose in my study analysis. In pragmatic, we study how meaning depends on the context and intention that conversation that we have with our partners. Speak act are important because language doesn't just give the information, but people actually do things through the word, such as thanking, apologize, or expressing their feelings or their emotion to others people. So I choose speak act as the topic of my research because expressive speak act ripple feelings such as joy, sadness, or love. And I choose song lyric are a rich source for this kind of analysis because they use emotional and indirect language. That's why studying expressive speak act in this research or in this analysis song is really relevant. Next slide, I will explain to you about the object of my study. So, the object of my study is BrunoMajor's song Nothing. This song is from album To Let the Good Thing Die. This song released in 2019 and the songwriter of this song is BrunoMajor itself. The song talks about finding comfort, peace, and love in simple moments with our partner or with our love. I chose this song because it contains many expressive speak act and it expresses love indirectly through everyday situation. Also, no one has analyzed this song pragmatically before. I only focus on the lyrics, not the melody or music video. So, the purpose is to see how the songwriter or BrunoMajor express love indirectly through the language or through the words. I will explain to you about the theoretical framework. So this is the important part from my study. For the theoretical framework, I use several theories. First is pragmatic to help us understand meaning based on the context. And second, I will explain theory from Austin and Sadly about speak act theory, explain how its utterance has a function that, and I focus on expressive speak act which show the speaker feelings. Third, I use Leake and Van der Vecken theories. This explain how expressive acts reflect psychology states. I also use the ideas of direct and indirect expressive because the song express love in an indirect way. So when I do my analysis, I use Sternberg triangular theory and theory of love and Chapman love language to help interpret the emotional meaning from the song behind the lyric or behind the song. So next, I will explain to you about my data analysis. I divide this part into four. Is first number one, first two, bridge, and the last one is first number three. So in the first verse, Bruno Major described very simple activities like wearing a tracksuit from the lyric, watching movies, and playing Nintendo. Literally, these are just everyday activities or everyday action, but from the illusionary acts show that he feels comfortable and happy just being with the person. So the expression of love appears through wanting to spend a quiet, ordinary time together with someone you love. It shows that love doesn't need big gesture, but just being together is already meaningful if you do with your someone love. So the next, for the second verse, the activities are still simple, like having silly conversation, watching the Notebook movies, and pretending not to cry. Literally, this moment seem ordinary from our perspective, but from the pragmatic view, or illusionary acts express emotional closeness, gratitude, and vulnerability. The expression of love appears being able to talk freely, joke around, and even show a real emotion. It shows love through comfort and honesty. You can read more in my research about the specific theory that I use because video is too long. So for the next is the bridge. In the bridge, the tone becomes more intimate. Literally, he said to close the windows and the doors, and there is a bit of physical closeness. The illusionary act is creating a private space for just the two of them. The expression of love appears through safety, exclusivity, and gentle physical affection. It shows deeper intimacy without saying "I love you," but without saying "I love you" directly, but they more give a view from the illusionary or indirect expression of love. In the last verse, or the verse number 3, is he compares fun and wild activity with simply staying at home together. Literally, he said the older person could be out having fun, but instead chooses to be with him. The illusionary acts express appreciation and comfort. The expression of love appears in the idea that spending quiet time together is more meaningful than exciting activities. Like the lyric is say, doing nothing with you become the strongest form of love. Next part I will explain to you is about the finding. The finding from my pragmatic analyzing is show that the song contains many indirect expressive speak act. Love is expressed through daily routines and comfort, presence, and also vulnerability. Instead of saying I love you, BrunoMajor's show that love can through the action and simple moments. This proof that expressive acts can appear in indirect forms and still communicate a deep communicate a deep meaning for the audience. The last, I will read my conclusion for my study analysis in this research. In conclusion, the song Nothing demonstrates that love can be expressed indirectly through the everyday language, or everyday conversation. From can be the simple activities and peaceful moments all carry emotional meaning. This study also fills a gap because previous research did not examine indirect expression of love, specifically in BrunoMajor's song. Overall, the song show that ordinary language and daily activities can communicate subtle but powerful expression of love. So that's all for my presentation. I will say thank you and goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.